Qui-Gon Jinn was one of the most esteemed and powerful and yet controversial Jedi Masters. His reputation among the Jedi preceded him as somewhat of a rogue, with some Jedi on the extreme end even referring to Qui-Gon as a gray Jedi and not a true member of the Jedi Order. Some Jedi accused Jinn of not holding to the code long enough to be considered a true Jedi Master. However, Qui-Gon himself cared little of their opinion, as he was confident in his placing in the Force, specifically the light side of the Force. In fact, it was Qui-Gon's true mission to follow the living Force itself, and not some order that worshipped it. Even from an extremely young age though, Qui-Gon Jinn was always a talented Force wielder. Like most Jedi, Qui-Gon was taken to Coruscant and the Jedi Temple when he turned 6 months of age. Even as a Jedi youngling, Qui-Gon did not hold strictly to the Jedi code. However, his reputation as a rogue would not become attached to him until he achieved the rank of Jedi Padawan and obtained a Jedi Master. When Qui-Gon Jinn was 10 years old, he was considered the most powerful initiate the Jedi Order had to offer. This was considered a massive accomplishment because out of the hundreds of Jedi prospects, Jinn was among the top. It was for this very reason that Jinn caught the eye of Jedi Knight Dooku. Dooku himself being considered a massive prospect for the Jedi Order and the greatest lightsaber duelist of the Order besides maybe Yoda. Because of this though, within himself, Dooku had formed a sort of rivalry with Yoda, although he would never say it. It was for this reason that Dooku wanted to achieve more esteem than the Grand Master himself, and one day Dooku hoped to be considered among the Jedi as the most powerful Jedi Master living during that time, more powerful than his own master Yoda. It was because of this reason that during the Jedi exhibition for Jedi younglings that Dooku was in attendance, along of course with several other Jedi Masters, all wanting to witness the prowess of the young Qui-Gon Jinn. Out of all of the exercises performed, Qui-Gon Jinn was indeed the best. It wasn't until the end of the tournament though that Dooku's attention was surely fixed on Qui-Gon Jinn, and it wasn't until he saw Qui-Gon Jinn in a lightsaber duel that Dooku knew that he had found his apprentice. Of course, the final exercise was a tournament of lightsaber skill. All the Jedi younglings were meant to spar with one another. Qui-Gon Jinn finally reached it to the finals, where he faced off against his close friend in the Jedi youngling Tal. Surprisingly, the two younglings put on an extremely lengthy lightsaber sparring match, with the match going back and forth at various points of time. Eventually though, Qui-Gon Jinn defeated his close friend, and Dooku had made up his mind. Unfortunately though, the relationship between Qui-Gon Jinn and Dooku was not ideal at first. Jinn considered his master to be extremely intimidating and distant, perhaps even somewhat sensing the dark side of the Force within him despite him being extremely young, in his early 20s in fact. Ultimately, Dooku would be quite pleased with his own Jedi Padawan. Jinn in fact grew to be one of the most skilled Padawans of the Jedi Order, and would later attain the rank of Jedi Knight. Unfortunately though, their relationship began on unfortunate means. Dooku selected Qui-Gon not because he felt a deep connection with the boy, but only because he wanted to surpass Yoda. He wanted to prove through training a superior Jedi Padawan that he was the superior master. And ultimately though, Qui-Gon Jinn may have suffered for this fact, leading into his rogue nature. But leave your own thoughts on this in the comments down below, and how the relationship between Qui-Gon Jinn and Jedi Dooku was eventually started, and how it was Dooku's ultimate goal to become more powerful than Yoda, by any means necessary, eventually means that would lead him to the dark side of the Force. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day. Before you go, be sure to check out my other channel, The Marvelous Wave, where we talk all about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, including news, breakdowns, and theories about all upcoming and past Marvel movies. Link to the channel is in the description below.